In the village of Umuagu, the red dust holds more secrets than the people who walk on it. The elders here say that when twins are born, the gods are sometimes greedy. They give all the salt to one child and leave the other tasteless. When Adaze and Oluchi were born, the village midwife looked at them and whispered that one was the sun and the other was the shadow. Oluchi was the sun. By age 5, her voice was like honey dripping from a comb. By age 16, she was the beauty of the village. She wore the brightest Ankara. Her braids were always heavy with colorful beads. But Adaze was the shadow. She didn't speak. She didn't sing. She just existed. As the girls walked to the stream, Madam Amina would often whisper to the other women that Adaze was like a house with no windows because there was nothing inside. The blacksmith would always agree, saying it was a pity that God gave all the life to Oluchi so that Umuagu could have a song, while Adaze was just the silence that follows. Oluchi believed every word they said. She treated Adaze like a footstool, making her carry heavy mirrors while she admired her own face. Adaze, hold this. Adaze, wash that. Why should I be kind to a shadow? Oluchi would laugh, and the village would laugh right along with her, thinking Adaze had nothing to offer. The change began when their grandmother, the oldest woman in Umuagu, lay on her deathbed. The whole village gathered outside her hut. She called the twins inside. To Oluchi, she gave a golden choker, polished so bright it looked like a trapped star. Then, Norma reached under her pillow and pulled out a small dusty piece of wood. It was a flute, but it was strange. It had no holes. She placed it in Adaze's hand. Oluchi let out a sharp mocking laugh that could be heard by those standing near the door. A flute with no holes for a girl with no voice? Grandmother, even in death, you have a sense of humor. What is she supposed to do with a stick? After the funeral, the village moved on and forgot Adaze even more. They were too busy watching Oluchi dance for the wealthy traders, while Adaze stayed in the back, clutching her stick, ignored by everyone. Suddenly, the sky over Umuagu turned to brass. The rain stayed away for 7 months. The river became a road of cracked mud, and the cattle died standing up in the fields. The village elders gathered under the dry baobab tree. There is only one hope, the chief said. The legend of the mountain of breath. Inside that mountain is the living water, but it only opens to a sound that the mountain recognizes. Oluchi stepped forward, her golden necklace jingling. I am the voice of Umuagu. I will open the mountain. The men leaning on their walking sticks nodded to one another, muttering that if Oluchi could not do it, no one could, for her voice was the pride of the land. The whole village followed her to the base of the massive rock. Oluchi sang. She sang her most beautiful songs. She screamed. She wailed. She used all the beauty the village had given her, but the mountain stayed shut. The sun beat down, and the villagers began to cry, moaning that they were finished, and if the sun could not open the door, they would all die in the shadow. But just as the people were turning to leave, Adaze walked towards the rock. Oluchi blocked her path, snapping for her to go back and calling her an empty girl. She shouted that if her golden voice did nothing, Adaze's silence would only bring them shame. But Adaze didn't look at her sister. For the first time in 16 years, she looked at the mountain. She didn't try to sing. She simply put the holeless flute to her lips. She didn't blow air. Instead, she breathed into the wood. She breathed in all the years of being called empty. She breathed in all the words she never said while she was busy listening to the birds, the wind, and the heartbeat of the earth. The flute wasn't broken. It was a spirit flute. It didn't need holes. It needed a soul that knew how to be quiet. Suddenly, a sound came out, a hymn that felt like the earth itself was pouring. The ground began to vibrate, and the golden choker on Oluchi's neck suddenly snapped and fell into the dust. The children pointed in wonder, shouting that the mountain was breaking back. With a sound like thunder, the mountain door slid open. Pure crystal water rushed out, following Adaze's feet like a loyal log. The village was saved, and the people realized they had been blind. Nneoma didn't give Oluchi the inheritance. She gave her a toy. She gave the key to the kingdom to the twin who was empty enough to hold the whole world inside her silence. From that day forward, Adaze became the leader of Umuagu. She ruled with the same quiet wisdom she had always possessed, and every man, woman, and child in the village respected her, knowing that the greatest power often resides in the one who listens. For more stories like this, please like, share, and subscribe.